or whether they go a bit more pop music. Anyway,
you bring in Vetter and Hoffman. It's a chart topper, I'm telling you.
Yeah, maybe. They've certainly got a good chance in that men's jab. Hard to believe, way back in Doha, we had 3 men over 90 metres. It's been a crazy year for the Continental Cup competition. Women's 3,000 metre steeplechase, Beatrice Chepkoech and Ansa. Chepkoech broke the world record memorably in Monaco. She'll fancy she can win this one. Asia Pacific have a good team. Sudha Singh won the Asian Games title back in 2010. Very good marathon runner as well. And Winfried Yavi took the Asian Games gold this year. Transferee from Kenya a couple of years ago. Ophelia CLAUDE-BOXBERGER and Anna Muller. Boxberger is the French national champion. Muller was 7th in the European champs. She's only 21. Big opportunity for these two, but a big test with Chepkoech going for Africa, the reigning world record holder. Very good duo from the Americas. Aisha Prawl, the Jamaican, is the Commonwealth champion. Courtney Frerichs is the silver medalist behind her compatriot Emma Coburn last year in London. One of the great steeplechase races, and a high five for the Jamaican and the American. Frerichs, the 7th fastest in history. Most will start losing athletes with 4 laps to go. The class here should be Beatrice Chepkoech, but watch out for Yavi and the likes of Prawl and Frerichs. Frerichs has got fantastic hurdling ability. One of the reasons, I think, both her and Emma Coburn have been so dominant in the
Berg to come through.
Well, we've seen a couple of championship records this weekend. Sifan Hassan broke the 3,000 flat in the women's race. The championship record here could well go. The final of the women's 3,000 metre steeplechase is underway, and it contains, for Africa, Beatrice Chepkoech, who has gone straight to the front. 8 is Courtney Frerichs. Frerichs got the silver medal last year at the World Championship. 2 of the big names featuring, and Yavi coming up for Asia Pacific in 3rd. And just a quick reminder, with 4 laps to go, we start losing athletes. What will happen? The athlete who's last with 4 laps to go will have to stop. If they don't, they'll be disqualified anyway. We should get down to only 4 completing the last circuit. And Catherine, it's all at a canter at the moment for the world record holder. She looks very comfortable out front, with the American Frerichs in 2nd.
Yeah, this is the way we saw the equivalent race run over 3,000 and 3,000 metre steeple yesterday. It's very, I think the word you described, or the couple of words you described, was self-policing. The athletes know what they need to do. Chepkoech has gone out in front. She's the best in the field. She's keeping herself out of trouble. So when they start dropping off athletes with those 4 laps to go, she's not going to be involved in that. Friedrichs is doing the same. Sensible running here. The African in such wonderful form, as you say, but keeping herself now, 10-15 metres away from the rest of the field. Such is her quality.
She's a big talent, Chepkoech. Singh took a really laboured clamber over that water jump. She's in last place. She is a former world performer. She's had some good results, Sudha Singh, 5th in the Com Games back in Delhi. Hard to believe that was 8 years ago, but Chepkoech is the class here, and she's a long way clear. 6 laps to go. Frerichs in 2nd, and Weishanet Ansa, the Ethiopian representing Africa, she's going well in 3rd. 4th in the African Championships, World Youth Bronze a couple of years ago. But Chepkoech out on her own as she heads into the back straight. Her technique getting a little better. Frerichs and Coburn both put a lot of time into their barrier work. Sometimes with the East Africans, you see them flicking their legs out to the side, but that was good from Chepkoech. 8:44 for that world record, and she felt, Catherine, as though she might one day be capable of sub 8:40. That's how confident she is this year. Not just breaking a world record, but already talking about smashing it again.
You look at her personal best for various other middle distances, a 4:03 over 1,500. She finished 7th at the World Indoors in Birmingham in England early this year in March, 2nd at the Commonwealth Games over that 1,500 metre distance. So she potentially has the ability with speed, and therefore building on that with speed endurance to go under that 8:40 barrier. On the way she ran the 8:44.32. Oh, you don't bet against it, do you? 2:57 at 1,000 metres.
Very good time, and that's why she's out front, because she's the only woman in the field who's ever got...
Pole vault has been superb to watch this year, and going forward to those IAAF World Championships next year, and obviously with years to come, is set up very nicely indeed. But no change in this women's 3,000 metre steeplechase.
Yes, Chepkoech still very comfortable, and the athlete we will lose is going to be Sudha Singh. So you may see the camera flick back to the Indian. 4 laps to go. It's a fine race so far by the African world record holder, and Sudha Singh, she's a 2:35 marathon runner. She's been a great contributor to Indian athletics and continues to do so here. She's limping a little bit. That's a sad end to her race. She is eliminated, and another one will go at the end of the next lap. So Chepkoech leads, went through that first 1,000 metres in 2:57. She's really going for this, and we now have a big pack all running together. Frerichs will want to make sure that she is safe, and we could see a big burn-up behind Chepkoech, Catherine, because there isn't an obvious casualty at this stage, but one of the women in that group to your left there, now coming up to the water jump, one of them will be eliminated at the end of this lap.
Well, that's it. It's thinking about getting yourself in position here as Chepkoech comes down the home straight. Solo run, nice and easy. But we keep an eye on this pack here behind. Let's have a look at who's going to be at the back. Team Americas, Africa's in there. The Europeans look like they're in a decent position. Muller's got to be careful though here.
There's a little bit of bumping and barging going on, and Fraught leaves it very late now. It could well be the other African, Waishanet Answer. Now, the only reason she wouldn't stop is if they deemed it too close, in which case she would be allowed to continue. But I can see it on the scoreboard on the far side of the arena, and Answer, just to make absolutely certain, is about to be shown the paddle. She must stop, otherwise she'll be disqualified anyway, and she is still running, but she has been eliminated from the race. 6:02, so 3:04. So we've had a 2:57 and a 3:04 from Chepkoech. It's not really surprising. She's doing it all on her own. Answer has been eliminated. If she continues to race, she will be disqualified, which means she won't get any points for the African continent.
There must be a dilemma for some of these athletes though, Rob. Think Answer's a 9:27 runner, the Ethiopian. If she feels she's on a decent time here, she's probably not really interested in getting no points for the team. Yes, she'll be DQ, but she'd still get a time. So it's going to be interesting to see whether she actually stops here, because now she's just confusing everybody else in the race, but she's not supposed to be there.
Yes, it's either going to be Fraught or Boxberger, and it should be Boxberger who's now disqualified. And now, at last, Answer has stopped, and Boxberger is still running, but she has been eliminated, and maybe that added to the confusion as she tripped over that barrier. So we have lost 2. Answer's walked off the track. Boxberger is carrying on, but she's gone.
She's gone, but is she following Answer? Because maybe Answer thought she had to complete the lap that she was supposed to not complete, and therefore now you've got the European maybe thinking, but there's 2 officials on these races and the board on the back straight, Rob, so she...
Iris is in second place, and she finished with the silver last year in London in a great performance. Yabi is the African Games, the Asian Games champion. She's in third, and Muller's a long way back in 4th place. It was a very bold pace early on. 2:57. Her second kilometre was 3:04, so it's not the fireworks we were expecting, but she's already asking the crowd to celebrate, just as Concestas Kipruto did yesterday. Beatrice Chepkoech finishes a fine season here at the Continental Cup, 9:07. It is a massive championship record. Frerichs coming home in second, and Yavi completes the 1-2-3. But there was only ever one athlete in it, and it was